Obatha was not in this consultative forum. I think you should have been, the first port of call to try and give direction. Anyway, let me come to Brian and also look at when you're talking about regional coordination. We've had also President Suluhu mentioning the fact that we have unruly children in East Africa, and there is the need of trying to rein them in, by having a regional coordination on how we can suppress these unruly children. And you've had also a story we just ran it by our viewers from the human rights sector, now coming and raising reservations and hesitations on what the president really spoke about. And we've seen what has really happened. 500 lives have been lost in Tanzania in the recent.
Just because you don't agree with them, they are not unruly. Please go ahead.
That is a characterization we had from the president.
Yes, I know,
herself. They are unruly.
The
Gen Z protest is unruly, and they are unruly children, she said.
Before I come to that, I just want Dr. Shemo Chuodo to take the numbers that is being given by engineer, because I'm verifying them. Those numbers are very correct. Basically, what engineer is trying, he's a very diplomatic guy. He's saying it is not commercially viable to invest 4 trillion in East Africa unless you're bringing in crude oil from somewhere else. Now, Dibal, consistently as a country, we have been played and we've been lied to. Our capacity in terms of agriculture is very minimal. Our biggest market is the Northern Corridor. All these things you're trying to bring for us, I don't know, crude oil, I don't know what. The government of the day needs to focus on the Northern Corridor. What is the Northern Corridor? Is how do you link the port of Mombasa to Uganda, to Rwanda, to Burundi, all the way to Eastern DRC. That is what we need to focus on. All these things you're seeing are razzmatazz, are stories. I think the president wanted to just to excite those members of parliament. If you ask me, whatever makes sense to us is how do we link the Mombasa port all the way to Eastern DRC. And that is what the discussion should be. Now, the world is moving away from this fuel oil business. You can see now people are focusing on clean energy.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it really? Or maybe it's just a fetishization of the renewable energy?
When
it really comes, I don't want to say that something hits the fan, right? Just because we are...
the biggest,
but when it comes to
the biggest consumption of fuel is actually cars and what you'd call transport, lorries, name it. And you can see the world is actually moving away. I know it will take time, but that is the future. You can't sit down and discuss whatever you're producing. First of all, in Kenya, let's call a spade a spade. When you saw those guys stay there for that while and they just walked out and left and they never came back, clearly, whatever we're getting there is not economic viable.
So you're talking about tallow oil?
Yeah, of course. And I can see about trying to make it that we are doing around 170,000 barrels, which again is neither here nor there. I'll come back to the issue of what the Tanzanian president was talking about, our Gen Zs. Kenya is not Tanzania. And Kenya is not Uganda. Those tactics that they used to kill over 5,000 people, they cannot be imported to our country. Kenya is a fairly democratic country. And you saw what happened. That issue has not been dealt with. The fact that people are quiet does not mean that you've dealt with the issue.
No, but we had a report, coming from the commission and raising accusatory fingers to external forces that really perpetrated, the upheaval in Tanzania. So in a very nuanced, subliminally way, that finger was being pointed towards Kenya.
Dibal, what was being communicated to us is that there were very subtle threats You know, the elections are coming in our country. We finalized the Ugandan one. We did finalize the Tanzania one. So those are very subtle threats that are being sent to us. We want to inform those individuals, Kenya is a totally different ballgame. It will not be as easy as they think. And if you think I'm joking, try and switch off the internet tomorrow. Kenya is a totally different ballgame. The fundamental freedoms that we fought for, the new constitution that we voted for, has to be adhered to. And that I can see people are, those are things we cannot negotiate about. The fundamental freedoms, the freedom to speak, the freedom to expression, the freedom to political choices, multipartyism, those are things that we fought for. And the people died in this country. So I can assure you, we will have very, very, very free and fair elections. This time round, we have planned to the polling station. And we are creating apps in every polling. It will not be easy. You can take that to any bank.
You as who?
As Linda Mwananchi and the young people of this country.
And the election specialist.
And we have another election specialist here. And another one here.
The